Okay, I'm going to talk about the parabola question now. It looks like the equation is y squared minus 6y minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, first part is to put it into standard form. In this case, standard form is going to have the appearance of something like this. Something like this, right? Well, let's just say out here there's going to be a constant, right? It doesn't matter what the number is. Okay, so if you notice, to get it to look like this here, we're going to have to complete the square again, right? So what do we have to add? We have to take half of this b value. Half of 6 is 3. And we square that, so that means we have to add 9. If we add 9 to the left, we must add 9 to the right. And now this piece of y equation here can be factored. It happens to work out to be y minus 3 squared. And then we have a negative 2x, a negative 1, and a 9. Basically what I'm going to do is, if you notice the form, the x's are on the right hand side, so I'm going to add 2x, I'm going to add 1. You get y plus 3 squared equals 2x plus 10. And if you notice, x is by itself with a factor on the outside of a parenthesis, so I'm going to go ahead and factor out 2. And we find out that y plus 3 squared equals 2 times x plus 5. How does this help us? It helps us find the vertex, focus, and the directrix. Okay, the vertex might be obvious, right? It's going to be the x-coordinate negative 5, the y-coordinate negative 3, following the same pattern as all the other conic sections, right? The focus. This is where it gets a little tricky, right? We have to take this value here, which I referred to earlier as a, and basically we take 1/4 of that number. I call it p. So we know 4p is equal to 2, right? We set it equal to 2. We take 1/4 of that number, and we come up with 1/2. And this tells me that the focus is 1/2 of a unit away from wherever the vertex was. And if you notice, the y squared here tells me that this parabola is opening sideways rather than up or down. And if it's at negative 5, negative 3, it's going to do something like this, right? It's going to open to the right. So this tells me that the focus is 1/2 of a unit in front of the vertex, right? So we can just say this is negative 4.5, negative 3. The directrix follows the same rule, right? P tells us the distance from the vertex to the directrix. And the directrix is just this little dotted line over here that always runs perpendicular to the major axis of the parabola. Okay. So the directrix is actually the equation for that vertical line, which happens to be x equals negative 5 1/2, right? It's 1/2 of a unit behind the vertex. That's all for the parabola. So that one's pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video.